previous videos, we learned how to build logical circuits connecting the logic gates and or not and so on. For example, we can take an AND and connect the output to an OR. But I must say you that this is a simplification, because real circuits are more complicated than this one. This is a sort of abstraction useful to study circuit, but now I want to show you how a real circuit look like. If you want to see what real circuits, logical circuits look like, you have to go to TTL in Logisim. And for example, here we can take this one, quad 2 input AND gate. This code is the code of this kind of circuit component. This kind of components are integrated circuits. And in this particular component, we have four AND gate with 2 inputs. We can see inside this integrated circuits choosing show internal structure here. And you can see I can't buy a single AND gate. I have to buy 4 AND gates in a single integrated circuit. And the AND gates are connected to the external pin in this way. You can see it choosing show internal structure. And if you want to see how does this chip or integrated circuits look like in reality, here is an example. And in Wikipedia you can find a complete list of all kind of logic gates. Here you see the number. It begins with 74 and the code specifies which is the particular gate. For example, 7404 is inverter or not, 7408 is AND, and so on. Designing and building logical circuits using integrated circuits, this kind of components, could be a real pain. And I want to show you just an example. This is the multiplexer we have seen in the previous video. And here you can see how does our multiplexer looks like when it is when I use integrated circuits to build it. I show briefly how it works. In this case, this push button governs the LED, commands the LED, and this one is disabled, and this is the switch to select the second push button. So you can see that this circuit works exactly the same as this one, but of course this is more simple to see, to study, and to understand. And that's the reason why we won't deal with integrated circuits in this course in future videos. But I want just to show you an example, and I want to try to build this particularly multiplexer using TTL integrated circuits. So here I'm going to use a 74A8, which is a 4 AND, and show internal structure so you can see inside it. And then I take a 7432, which is a 4 OR, and finally I need a 7404, and in it we have 6 NOT gates. And now I'm going to connect them in order to build this same circuit. And here you can see the final result. And I show you this is a multiplexer because now the select input is 0 and this push button controls the LED and this one is disabled. And if I put a 1 on the select button, select switch, sorry, I can see that this push button is disabled and this one is controlling the output. So this circuit works exactly as this one, but it is really more complicated and difficult to understand. And in my opinion, this kind of circuits is not very useful for us because, as said, they are more complicated and it is more difficult to understand the logic of the how it works. So in future video, we are using these simple gates and we won't deal anymore with this kind of circuits because of course they are more real, more like the reality, but they are more complicated and more difficult to understand and not so useful for us, in my opinion.